Hi all. As a part of Brihat Parashara astrology video series, now we also want to concentrate on the first house and its effects. So this is the first sloka. Brihat Parashara said about first house. So first house is also called as ascendant, okay, or also lagna, and its lord is called as Lagnesh. People just say Lagnesh or ascendant lord. So the first house is very important in any person's horoscope because the first house signifies a life, right? The longevity, a self, health, nature, and appearance of the native, the vitality of the native, the sorrows, gains, the profits, whatever the native can experience in his whole life. It also explains somewhat about the native's younger brothers, his friends, and the first house mainly governs head and face. Head and face. So first house is actually it explains about the native's characteristics, the life of the native, the longevity, health, the nature, the characteristics, appearance, right? So this is very important. The first house is actually very much important because it is explaining about the native's health mainly, native's health, native's head, right? The face, the appearance. So based on your appearance only people may try to respect you or people may listen to you, right? And also your health is very important in order to lead successful life. So health, it is explaining about health, the first house. So now you can understand the importance of first house. So what he is explaining, what the Maharshi Parashara was trying to explain about the first house. The sloka is saying, Sapapo deha postari vyayago deha saukhyahat kendre kone स्थितोंगेशः सदा देहसुखं दिशेत् लग्नपोस्तंगतो नीचे शत्रुभे रोगकृद् भवेत् शुभाः केन्द्रत्रिकोणस्था सर्वरोगहराः स्मृताः. You just understand the Shubhaha Kendra Trikonastha Sarva Roga Haraha Smrutaha. So here Maharshi Parashara is trying to explain the importance of good houses and the bad houses and the ascendant lord placement in these good houses and bad houses, right? So what are good houses in astrology? So let us say you have your horoscope with you and you want to know which houses are good for you, right? So the Kendra houses or the angle houses, people say, they are 1, 4, 7, 10 houses. These are the most benefic houses. And also the Trikonas are train houses. Those are 5, 9, right? So 5, 9, these two houses are called as Trikona houses or train houses, right? As one is already covered in Kendra, so you can say one is actually an angle, it's an angle house, right? So, and fifth one and ninth one is in the Trikona houses. So what are the Kendra houses or angle houses? 1, 4, 7, 10. And what are the Trikona houses or train houses? 5, 9 houses. right? The first house is also called as Lagna house or ascendant house. It is Lagna house or ascendant house. Now, you want to see the placement of your ascendant lord. So, ascendant lord is the owner of your first house. So, if your ascendant lord is in 6th, 8th or 12th house, then what happens? So, the 6, 8, 12 houses are called as bad houses or dusthanas in Vedic astrology. So, if your ascendant lord means the owner of the first house is in 6th or 8th or 12th house, then it is not at all a good placement, right? So, if this ascendant lord is placed in 6th or 8th or 12th house, the native would not experience a very good physical well-being and comforts. The native may experience some problems with his health because the first lord is in bad house, the 6, 8, 12. So always check where is your lord of the first house. If he is in a good house, means if he is in Kendra house, means 1, 4, 7, 10, or if he is in a train house, that is 5, 9, then it is good. If he is in 6, 8, 12, then definitely it is bad. It's not good for the health of the native. So this is the fundamental of astrology. So whenever you are given a horoscope, you just need to check the first house and its lord. So now I will show you a sample horoscope. Yeah. So this app is called as Drik Panchang app. So here I just want to show you, right? So I'm entering some date and you enter any time here. And also you can enter any place, something like any place you can enter. So you want to enter Raipur. So Raipur in Chhattisgarh, right? So this is the horoscope, right, of the native who was born on 12th June 2015, 11:43 a.m. in Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Now I want to see the Lagna. Lagna is your first house. So where is your first house? So this Leo is the first house, right? Leo is the first house here. Now who is the Lord of Leo? Lord of Leo is Sun. So where is his Sun actually? His Sun is in 10th house. So is it one of the good houses or bad houses? It's one of the good houses because 1, 4, 7, 10 are the Kendra houses and 5, 9 are the trine houses, and these are called as good houses or benefic houses in Vedic astrology. So his Sun is in 10th house. So till now whatever we learned, right, for this guy it is a good placement for Sun, right? But you just see here the details. Please watch this video in full screen mode, right? The Sun is in enemy's house. So what should I understand from this? Sun is in enemy's house, so is it a good thing? Of course, Sun is in a Kendra house, that is the 10th house, so it is good. But what about displacement? It is in enemy's house. So what Maharshi Parashara is trying to explain in this sloka is, if the ascendant lord is in combustion in the sense when the ascendant lord is with Sun, right? So then there is what you call as combustion occurs, right? We'll see this kind of cases later, but right. So here, a lord of the ascendant itself is Sun. So And what he is saying, so if the ascendant lord is in combustion or is in enemy sign or in the sign of debilitation, it causes diseases. It causes diseases. That's a fundamental rule. So even though sun is in 10th house, it is in enemy's house. So it is granted that this native would experience some diseases in his lifetime. But what is the good thing about this native? This native's ascendant lord is at least present in the 10th house, that is one of the Kendra houses. That is a good thing, and the bad thing is the sun is in enemy's house. Right? It is something like you need to give points. Right? You are given a question paper, and in that question paper there are some 100 questions, and you are answering 60 questions correct and 40 questions wrong. So you will ultimately get 60 marks. Right? So every house is something like an exam. Right? So you need to give points. So now I'm giving a positive point for this particular native because for this native the first house lord, the sun is in 10th house, that is the Kendra house, the benefic house. So I'm giving a positive point for this native, and at the same time I'm giving a negative point for this native's longevity or health or characteristics. I'm giving a negative point. That one is his sun is in enemy's house. So whenever the Lagna lord or the lord of the ascendant is present in enemy's house or debilitation house, means the sign of debilitation, or if that particular Lagna lord is in combustion, means if it is associated with sun directly, right, means it is in conjunction with sun, then you can say the native would experience diseases in his lifetime. Right? So that is a fundamental rule in astrology. It is the first rule of astrology. This is called as first rule of astrology. Right? What is the first rule of astrology? The placement of the ascendant lord, right, is the first rule of astrology. Right? So here the placement of the first lord, if it is in 6, 8, 12, then it is bad for the native. It causes diseases. Even if it is in sign of debilitation, the enemy's sign, or it is with sun in combustion, right, we need to check how much the ascendant lord is actually in combustion, right, based on the degrees associated with sun and the ascendant lord. We'll do it later. Let me take another horoscope. So the person is 8th Jan 2009 and I can enter some time 7:38, let us say, and this time it is let us say Kolkata. This time it is Kolkata, let us say. Right. So for this guy, what is the ascendant? The first house is Capricorn. So who is the lord of Capricorn? For Capricorn and Aquarius, the lord is Saturn, right? So where is his Saturn? The Saturn is in 8th house. What is 8th house? 8th house is a bad house. 8th house is a bad house. What are the bad houses in astrology? 6, 8, 12. These three houses are bad houses. So for this guy, the lord of the ascendant directly, it is in 8th house. So I'm giving a negative point about the longevity, the health, the characteristics, the nature of this particular guy. I'm giving a negative point, right? Because his ascendant lord Saturn is in 8th house, and I am also giving another negative point because this particular Saturn is residing in enemy's house. It is residing in enemy's house. So I'm giving another negative point, right? Because this particular ascendant lord is in 8th house, so one negative point, and another negative point is this particular ascendant lord is in enemy's house. So this native has to deal with his health, He has to take care of his health, his nature, right? How the remaining aspects will affect this native, we will come to know in our later videos. So now you understood the first and foremost rule of this particular natal astrology or personal astrology, right? You understood the first and foremost concept, right? So what is the problem? The problem with 6, 8, 12 houses is something like, see, let us say I have a lot of a house. Let us take here the 4th house and the 11th house at Aries and Scorpio. So the lord of these two houses is Mars. And where is Mars? Mars is in 12th. So it is gone. The beauty, the excellence of this particular 4th and 11th, right? The houses, the benefits of this houses are gone because, this particular lord of these two houses, Mars, is in 12th. It's a bad house. So whenever lord of any house is placed in 6th or 8th or 12th house, it destroys the effects of that particular house. Are they completely going to be destroyed? We need to understand, we need to check. For every placement in astrology, there's a positive, at the same time there's a negative. So you need to understand the positives and work on them, and also you need to understand the negatives, and you also need to logically analyze how you can make those negatives and use them, and finally you get some benefits out of those negatives. That is the concept of astrology, right? Astrology predictions are for correction, not for worrying, not for just feeling sad about them. There's nothing to feel sad. Okay, you need to work on it, you need to correct it, you need to make use of even the negatives. That is the concept of astrology. So the first rule is, whenever a house lord is present in bad houses, that is 6, 8, 12, the houses have some problem. Even see here, altogether 3 houses have problem in this particular chart. Means 3 houses in the sense pertaining to Mars, means with reference to Mars, 3 houses are actually now in problem. What are the 3 houses? 4th one, 11th one, and 12th one. 12th house is a bad house, right? 12th house is a bad house. So, and in this particular bad house, Mars is coming here, and Mars is the lord of 4th and 11th. So the beauty of 4th and 11th is actually going to be bad. The results are going to be bad, right? So because of that, anyways, the 12th house also, it is a bad house, and because of the Mars presence here, it is also making the 4th and 11th bad. So, right? So this is the effect. This is the first and foremost concept in astrology. But do I need to worry about this 4th, 11th, and 12th now? No need. We need to analyze more. Then you will come to the correct point. Yeah. So this is about the first sloka. So this is the first sloka that is explaining the presence of ascendant lord in the benefic houses 1, 4, 7, 10, the Kendra, and 5, 9, the train, right? And also the dusthanas 6, 8, 12. 6, 8, 12 are dusthanas, bad houses. So that is it. Please go through it, and I will try to understand what Maharshi Parashara said about the first house, right, more in our next video. Thank you.